Դուք լսում եք Ժամանակակից արվեստի ինստիտուտի ոդքասթը։ Այստեղ մենք քննարկում ենք ինչ ասես, հիմնականում արվեստ։
Hi everyone, thank you for joining us for this new podcast. Today our guest is Marco Crispano from Rome. He's an Italian visual artist, art director and film producer. So he's been staying at ICA for about 2 weeks, and so he worked on this project, The Shape of the World, which he will tell us more about in this interview. He also co-founded a creative hub called Varco and an art prize called Prisma Art Prize, which promotes painters and paintings, and he will tell us more about it. So, hello Marco. Ciao Marco.
Hello Aishod. Nice to meet you, and thank you for the hospitality and for this interview.
So in Rome you graduated in economic science. I wanted to know how come you transitioned from economics to art?
Well, all begins because I was born in Pescara. That is a small city 200 kilometers from Rome. And I just finished the high school. I just would fly away. So the first opportunity, the first idea was to go to Rome, and economics studies were the most general studies that I could have done. So I decided to move there and to do something that doesn't specialize me so much. And I have to say that the economic background is really useful for my work, even because, as you said before, I have a company. And but in the same time, with the co-founder of my company, that was my room, was in the high school with me, Andrea Gatopoulos in Pescara, we decided to start working in art, because my dream was to become a painter, his dream was to become a director. So we decided to create this cultural association. At the beginning was really a university association from La Sapienza. And we started doing our thing, making the first events and starting to begin our journey into the art world. So that's how we started working in art. That's when I started painting quite seriously, because I've always painted, I've always drawn, but in this period I understood that that's what I would like to do, I wanted to do in life. So that's it.
Okay, and so you are a self-taught artist, right?
Yeah.
But from, I don't know, childhood you were always painting and drawing, and then at some point you decided that's the main thing you want to do.
Yeah, I'm self-taught, and to be honest, I've always had a lot of different interest. So I was good at maths, I was really logical, I loved engines, motors, cars, scooters. So I've always had a lot of interest, and just this art is the place where all my interests can melt.
Okay, well, they come together. Okay. And so the creative hub Varco, what's the mission of this creative hub? What do you implement? Which programs?
We produce film, distribute film, produce art event exhibitions. We do some editorial works, and we do educational. Our focus is on high quality artworks and experimental medium. Experimental approach to art, because we are not rich by family, and 99% of the case, if you want to be an artist, is easier if you're rich by family and don't have to work, especially in cinema, where making a film costs a lot of money. And so we started to try to understand how can we be artists without having to do another work 9 to 5, and how can we build up a career that is sustainable for us and how can we teach this to others? So how can we help others develop their career?
Okay. And in this framework, in the framework of this creative hub, you created the Prisma Art Prize. It's mainly for painting, right?
Yeah.
How does it work? Do you?
We just have an open call, and we gather submissions from all the world all along here, and the competition have a quarterly structure, but it's less important because at the end of the submission process, we have a jury. The prize is curated by Domenico De Chirico, and we organize the final exhibition as a normal prize. We give cash prizes, but the main thing, I think that what we are trying to do differently is focus on creating a space that gives to artists opportunities that can change their career. For example, we had 3 residency prizes. So we have the exhibition, we have collector prizes, we have gallery prizes that gives solo shows. So we are trying to create an environment, a place, a platform where there are really a lot of possibilities to win something that can be useful for your career.
So coming to your project, The Shape of the World, could you tell us more about this? I know it started in Tunisia, in your art residency there. Can you tell us about the project and what made you want to come and implement it? Continue it in Armenia, in Yerevan.
Yeah, as you said, the project started in Tunisia, and to be honest, didn't started before Tunisia. I was there. I just fell in love with the place because I'm a man of the south of the world, and South countries. I love South countries, and I spent like the first 5 or 6 days just walking on the city in the chaos. And suddenly, when I started painting, I just kind of vomited all the impressions that I had on the canvas, and I kind of expressed. So I felt myself as a medium, and the kind of work that I did is really diegetic with the place, because, for example, I painted on the top floor of the building as a studio, and it was kind of summer, so it was really sunny and really hot, and I painted in acrylics, so it has been a really fast painting, and that helped me reflect the chaos and the hard light that there was in Tunis. And after doing like 10-12 paintings on the first 10 days, I started thinking about those paintings have an aesthetics that is really marked, and what then made me decide to do this kind of project is the final exhibition that we had at Darmeso with my paintings, where there were like the first visitors were 7-8 Tunisian child, and they recognized the place that I had painted, but it was really a loose way of painting, and they recognized the place, recognized Tunisi, even if it was quite abstract, the painting. So I said, okay, there is something in the aesthetic of the place that is inherent to the people that create the place. So I decided to just focus on how populations build their own aesthetics, the aesthetics of the place they live, based on their culture, their climate, their history. And so I completed this project in Tunisia. And then I started trying to paint some landscapes of Rome, and I enjoyed it, but being the city where I live is more complex, so it's like paused. And I started looking for different places where I can go and find. My aim is to represent more or less all the world, all the macro areas of the cultures and the worlds. And Armenia, at the beginning, when I saw the call from Nest, I said, okay, it's perfect because it's really far from my home. It's another culture. It's a culture that have a long history, different climate, different cultures. So this could be a place where I can discover more differences from the other part that I already know, because then I traveled a lot in my life, and this was a kind of place that I've never seen before.
Okay. And what would you say you discovered in this relationship between people and the place? What did you discover in Armenia that would be, I don't know, something new or specific?
My experience in Armenia has been really more introspective, because when I came here, it was snowing, so it was like a different mood. While in Tunisia, maybe it was really chaotic and overwhelming. I instinctively focused on expressing energy. In Yerevan, I felt that there was too much stratification of history, of culture. There was really too much, so I had to start exploring in a different way. In fact, I started painting really slowly, and the first paintings I did there were like really self-portrait, I have to say, in a form of landscape. And I started focusing on myself and how I was living the place. And I said, okay, I have a lot of time, so let's schedule the things slowly and see what happens. But I'm really happy about what I did, and I think that the most important thing that I saw here is the calm. I don't know if you can relate with Yerevan or with Armenia, but that's how I lived it. I lived it with an extremely calm, and that reflects in my work.
And can you tell us about your creative process? Because you mainly paint, let's say, landscape, and so do you work outside? Do you take pictures? How does the artwork, emerge?
In this specific case, I worked in studio with photos, but this is because I had an indoor studio and it was winter. So, for example, in Tunisia, I painted on plein air, and I was around the city painting really fast with acrylics. With oil is different, even because I'm not so clean, so I have to set up my space, and so I painted from photos and in oil. My process was I schedule the day before or 2 days before. Okay, after tomorrow I have to do 2 paintings. I went for a walk. Take photos, choose the photos that gives me the best inner feeling, and then maybe do 1 or 2 sketches of the photo with pen, and then just take 1 hour of time and paint this in a really fast way, but maybe it's not so fast. But I try to be more synthetic as possible, because when I put on details, the painting lose its freshness, its clarity, and it becomes less universal. I have to say less universal. And while what I want to do is to make paintings that can resonate in all the viewers without saying, okay, this is the house, I don't like the door, the color of the door, because it's not important. What's important for me is the atmosphere of the place. Is the atmosphere that is created by the structure of the elements created by humans in this place.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for opening up your word to us, and we'll hope you come back to Armenia in a more sunny period.
I'd love to. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Marco. Thank you.
Thank you.